You're looking at video from a hospital in Zubayr in southern Iraq, shot for C-SPAN by David Axe, a freelance writer who has been in Iraq on a number of occasions. He's been a freelance journalist for The Village Voice and Washington Times, among other publications. David Axe, where is the hospital located and who are among its patients?
This hospital is I'm not sure that it's the only, but it is the major hospital in Zubayr, and it's downtown. Among its patients would be the 450,000 people who live within city limits, but also, more significantly, the very poor, very conservative rural folks who live in the surrounding areas.
First of all, the person who gave you the tour, who is this individual and how much access did you have to the hospital itself?
Now, the gentleman leading the tour is the hospital director. That's Dr. Ali Al-Kabi, and he's very eager to show both where his hospital has succeeded and what challenges it faces. So our access was complete. Dr. Al-Kabi is known to be somewhat skeptical of coalition activities. So this is anything but propaganda.
Some of the pictures include some very sick children. Where were they located, and what were their ailments?
The sickest children you'll see are in the pediatric ward of the present Zubayr hospital, and those are mostly rural children who are malnourished, perhaps even fatally malnourished. There's not a widespread problem with starvation in Iraq. It's not third world. There are certainly infrastructure problems, but most people eat. But the difference between what in Iraq would be the rich and the poor is great, and rural folks do actually struggle with starvation, especially rural families from some of the more formerly oppressed groups like the Marsh Arabs.
You walked with your camera and your entourage from one hospital building to an adjacent building that looks relatively new, but as you walked in, it was empty. Can you explain?
Save the Children, the nonprofit, began construction on a new pediatric hospital on the same campus as the current Zubayr hospital, but due to security concerns, abandoned the project, and I'm not exactly sure when. It must have been recently, leaving a half-finished pediatric hospital when, obviously, as you can see from the visit to the pediatric ward in the current hospital, when such a hospital is badly needed. Dr. Al-Kabi was very keen to show us empty elevator shafts and wiring that was incomplete, and to show us what could be a fantastic pediatric facility if only he had furniture and some money to finish this project that was abandoned so close to its completion. His frustration was evident.
David Axe, can you summarize the quality of care available and the resources available to the doctors and nurses at this particular hospital?
Iraq has a strong tradition of excellent technical education, so the staff of Zubayr Hospital is top-notch, and there's no shortage of qualified doctors. But the material condition of the hospital is far worse. Coming back to the point about technical education, Zubayr and Basra both feature several colleges. So while Dr. Al-Kabi has plenty of qualified staff, he's badly in need of new equipment, new facilities, specifically the money, the crews, and the material to finish the pediatric hospital.
دكتور علي العموم excuse me حسب إذا بعدين هسه ابدي استاذ هسه ابدي.
الاستشارية تستوعب تقريبا يعني يستقبل احنا يوميا تقريبا 1000 إلى 1200 مراجع يوميا.
This is the clinic of Zubayr Hospital. Maybe 1,200 people attend to this clinic daily. Yeah.
والمكان اللي جاي يعني نشوفه هسه مكان كلش ضيق ما يستوعب هذا العدد.
And we have the problem of the site. That means it is very narrow and not enough for this number, 1,200 people. And when at the early morning, that many people come here.
هسه المرضى هم واقفين ماكو في المكان يعني حتى يجلسون عليه. المفروض اكو انتظار قبل غرفة الاخصائي. غرفة انتظار المرضى وبعدين يجوا.
Look here now. This is the crowd of people because there is no, for instance, there is a waiting room for this specialist.
مثلا هذه غرفة الجراحة العامة يعني وهذه غرفة الاخصائي الباطنية.
This room for surgery and they close together. Now we need, for instance, separate each of them. That means the surgery. That means different.
حتى الأجهزة الانسترومنت إذا أكو نقص مثلا عندنا نقصات هواية بالانسترومنت.
This room deal with the eye specialist. Yeah.
فعندنا نقص بس الأجهزة عندنا نقص هواية مثلا الأجهزة اللي يحتاجها الطبيب.
This doctor office lacks the basic equipment and all the tools. There's a great shortage of serious equipment here and tools and machinery and
شنو عندكم مشاكل انتم مثلا؟
عندنا هواية نقص أجهزة بالفحص بالاستشارية وعندنا نقص بأجهزة